Today's video is going to be a little bit different, but very, very important. I feel like a lot of the times, especially nowadays, where companies are upcharging perfumes and everything feels like a cash grab, a lot of people don't know that the cost of perfumes most of the time has nothing to do with the actual quality of perfumes. People think that you spend more for quality, but I think most people don't know that most perfumes that cost you $150 plus actually cost the brands less than $20 to make. What you're actually paying for is packaging, marketing, not the scent itself. The scent itself that you are going out and spending your hard-earned money costs these brands $20 to make. And that's just the beginning, because once you actually dive in and you understand how the perfume industry works, you start to realize why it is that lately we've been having so many perfumes that all smell the same. This was something that I wanted to go on a mission to find out, because I'm like, why is every new perfume release so boring? It all just smells like the last one and the last one before that, and there's no originality anymore. In this video, I'm going to break down some of these secrets that these high price point designer and even niche fragrance brands do not want you to know. So definitely stick around for this video. I feel like there's going to be a lot of really helpful info to know here so that you just make more mindful choices with how you spend your money, or at least that you know where your money is actually going. So with that said, let's get started. First off, to kind of elaborate what I said in the beginning, what you're paying with most perfumes is not the actual perfumes. You are paying for bottle, you are paying for marketing, you are paying for the celebrity that's the face of that perfume. A lot of high-end perfume brands like Dior, YSL, Gucci use really high-profile celebrities to promote these perfumes, and most of the money that you're paying is going to that. It's going to all the marketing, and it's going to those celebrities. Like you have, I think for YSL, you have Dua Lipa as like the face of YSL, especially I think the Libra line. You have Johnny Depp for Dior, you have Miley Cyrus for Gucci, and that's just to name a few. There's been so many celebrities tied to these designer perfumes, and it's all that. It's the marketing and all the money that went into that you're paying for. It's not the actual perfume that you're paying for. For most of these brands, it's the bottle and the price of the marketing that equals most of the cost of the perfume, whereas the actual fragrance formula is costing them about $5 to $20 per bottle. But these marketing with celebrities and this fancy glass, beautiful packaging is all the reason why it's driving up the cost. Whereas you think, oh, I'm spending more because it's like luxury quality, diamonds, pure gold infused in this perfume. It's not. It's just all this other crap. Next up, expensive ingredients in perfumes are very, very rarely actually used in large amounts. For example, ingredients like real actual oud, jasmine absolute, sandalwood, these are extremely expensive ingredients to source. So most often brands will use synthetic versions of them that smell really similar so that they can mass produce and it doesn't cost them as much. So oftentimes when a perfume advertises ingredients like oud, rose, jasmine, it makes it sound like the bottle is filled with these incredibly rare and expensive ingredients, when usually they are just the synthetic version of the real thing, or they are used in teeny tiny amounts, which sometimes makes for like less than 1% of the entire fragrance formula. So if you take oud, for example, oud is one of the most expensive ingredients or notes in perfumery. It can cost tens of thousands of dollars per kilo. So if a perfume actually used real and a lot of actual oud, it would be insanely expensive. So what brands will do is sometimes, you know, in the notes you'll see a certain note and then a cord next to it. A cord is basically a blend of synthetic molecules that will give off the scent of oud. So it takes them away from actually using real oud. And the same thing goes for notes like rose and jasmine. You might see these notes listed as key notes in a perfume, but most of what you're smelling is just a mix of lab created molecules that are designed to mimic and amplify those scents. And just to be clear, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like some of the best perfumes ever created are made with synthetic ingredients and they smell incredible and they perform really well. But what it does mean is that when you think you're paying for a premium price, it's not because that perfume is filled with these incredibly rare and expensive ingredients. It's just because of how that perfume is marketed. Now here's where it gets really interesting and where all of my questions were answered when I started to kind of research why every new perfume release nowadays is just smelling the same. A lot of perfumes don't start out as just a new perfume. They usually all use a certain base. Think of it kind of like a template. There's a certain formula base for most perfumes where they start at. This is because perfumers already know what the market likes, so they use a certain base and then kind of build off of that. Instead of reinventing new perfumes every single time, they will use a certain formula base that is proven to be loved by the market, and then they will tweak it. Like they'll add a fruit note here or a floral note here. And this is why most perfumes smell the same, with just like little tweaks here and there. This blew my mind. I know it's like such a simple concept and like, yeah, duh, but I never thought of it this way. I thought all perfumes just kind of started as their own thing. So I was always just like mind blown, like why do all perfumes smell the same when they're just made by different perfumers or whatever? It's because they all use the same base formula, or not all, but most. Hence why like 80% of the perfumes on the market literally smell like a Baccarat Rouge, or at least a base. But there'll be like a floral version of Baccarat Rouge, a fruity version of Baccarat Rouge. Yeah, this is why. Because this fragrance was such a huge hit, it pretty much then creates a ripple effect across the entire perfume industry. And then all these perfumers kind of jump onto that. They build off of that formula that is proven to work and be loved and will make them money. Because for these brands, creating something totally new and unique is risky. But if you're building off of a proven formula, then it's guaranteed money. So it's pretty much like a cash grab. You're just taking the easy way out, and nothing is about actual originality and perfumery anymore. It's just about gaining money from you. It's pretty much just perfumes dressed up as new perfumes and different bottles and different marketing and all these things, but they're all mostly the same formula. This next fact will pretty much completely change how you shop for your perfumes, and that is that the majority of perfumes are literally engineered to smell amazing in the first 10 minutes of you spraying the perfume. And that is because that is how people buy perfumes. You go into a store, you spray perfumes, you're not gonna stay in the store for 6 hours to get the full effect of the wear time of the perfume. You're in there for a few minutes, you smell it in the store, it smells incredible, you buy it right then and there. But then you go home and an hour later, 2 hours later, it's either gone or it smells completely different than how it smelled when you first put it on. So what these perfumers will do is they will load up the opening of fragrances with top notes that are just super appealing. They smell incredible. They have that, you know, instantaneous appeal to them. So they grab your attention right away. You think, this smells incredible, I need this perfume. You buy it right then and there. But what most people don't know is that those top notes are basically what you're smelling when you're first spraying that perfume, is what is going to disappear off of your skin the fastest. So what you're actually left with and what that perfume actually smells like an hour after you sprayed it on, those are the heart and the base notes. That is what you're really gonna get. It's not about the beginning. That's why a lot of the times, for example, let's take like bubblegummy scents. I feel like I've had this experience so much, or banana perfumes, where I'll go in and spray a perfume and instantly they'll put that banana note or that key ingredient that's advertised in the perfume, they'll put it in the top notes so that when you spray it out, you instantly get hit with that note and you think, oh my gosh, finally a banana perfume that actually smells like banana, or a bubblegum perfume that actually smells like bubblegum. And then an hour later, it's just a woodsy vanilla, you know? It's like no banana anywhere to be seen. So do not get tricked by this when you are in stores. Do not buy perfumes based off of first impressions or what you're smelling within like the first 5 minutes of you spraying that perfume, because whatever you're smelling then and there is not what you're gonna actually smell an hour, 2 hours, and all these hours into the wear time of the perfume. If you're going into stores, I would say spray the perfume all over you, just that perfume and nothing else, so it's not interfering with anything else. Walk out the store and see how it wears throughout the day. And then if you like it, you can go and get it. And if it doesn't end up being like what it smelled like in store, then you know it's not for you. Instead of just making a super rash decision right then and there because of how much it impressed you based off of just those first 5 minutes you sprayed it on. Those are all of the perfume industry secrets I have for you today. I can definitely make more and more of these videos because there's so many things that are just not talked about in perfumery, and a lot of ways that these brands will kind of just catch you and basically trick you into buying a certain perfume and you just do not realize it at all. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want more videos like this, but that is it for me today. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and turn your post notifications on, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.